Potent Pondering back with another video. Yo, listen, this is my second time recording this video. I wanted to put this video out earlier. I bought this new microphone. I don't know if anybody caught that video from earlier. I bought a new microphone, and by the time I spent 20 minutes recording the video, I get the audio back and it sounds horrendous. So I said, oh man. So, I uploaded the video and I said, I gotta give them something. I wasted 20 minutes on it. Let me do it. And it just was so terrible. I couldn't even let it rock. So listen, on this one, please make sure that you thumbs up this video, swipe it to the side, hype the video up. You know what I'm saying? Two topics I want to get into. I want to talk about Nicki Minaj and this Don Lemon situation, and I also want to get into some shit about Cardi B. So thumbs up the video and all of that, right? Let's jump straight into it. Listen, let me check and see what time it is. I'm recording this video tonight. It's 12:22 a.m. on the East Coast. So let's get into it. So y'all know what everything that's going on over, in Minnesota with the Somalis, with the ICE agents, with the fraud that's also going on. See, they sweep that under the rug and all that. There's a lot going on. There's been a lot of fraud going on. And I know they say there's a lot of fraud going on in California as well. But so what happened was, y'all know, was it last week or the week before, that woman Renee, I don't know her last name, but Renee lost her life. Rest in peace to Renee. I believe she was a Caucasian woman out there, lost her life. I feel like that's a terrible, anytime anyone loses their life, it's terrible, right? And what I can only hope is that for Caucasian people, that they can understand just an ounce of what Black people go through when that happens to us, in larger numbers. And it's been happening for the past hundreds of years, in our community. So my heart goes out to her. I think she had like a 6-year-old child as well. So that's devastating blow to any family, So my heart goes out to them. But what I wanted to say is that I'm sure you're aware now that there was a church service that was going on this past Sunday, and this is when the anti-ICE protesters came and they ran up in the church. Don Lemon was a part of that. He actually flew to Minnesota to be a part of it, and he met up with this. I forgot her name. It's a Black woman who does she's been doing protesting since George Floyd out there, right? So they planned and plotted, and Don Lemon actually has a video. I'm not sure if any of you seen it yet. I don't want to make this video so long with other videos. I will try to do that in the future. But it was a video where they had a before and an after where it showed that Don Lemon was meeting up with them. He knew that they were going to a church, and now he's trying to hide behind saying that he's a journalist in all of this. You know what I'm saying? So the internet goes crazy once people get wind of it. I think he tried to also interview the pastor, and he just wasn't really feeling, it's the house of the Lord, and they felt like people should have been protected under their right, to worship God. So Don Lemon, he's under fire right now. The boy is under fire, right? So what happened was, right after that, how Nicki Minaj ties in, she came through with a tweet, and she put, listen, and now they're trying to call Nicki Minaj homophobic because of what she said in this tweet. Listen, all right, let me just read it to you first. She said, Don cocksucking Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. So that was Nicki Minaj's sentiments in regards to Don Lemon, for him, being a part of that anti-ICE protest where they ran up in the church because they believed that the pastor had some sort of affiliation, that they were an ICE officer and whatnot, right? So Don Lemon, he's upset, and he done made a video on his TikTok page. He done also ran the TMZ talking crazy about Nicki. Let me ask you, the people watching this video, what do they usually say about Nicki when they want to go at her, right? Now the new thing is, even though through her whole career that she's always lifted up people in the LGBTQ community, ever since she said, let kids be kids, people, it's like, I really question people's, their logic. I do believe a lot of people are obtuse, and they don't really have the comprehension skills. It's just like, were you not even trying to be funny, but like some people, you definitely tell they did low on them ACT and RCT tests. They did low. The comprehension skills is low, and it really do be given remedial, right? But people use that, and I think that they know better for some people, and it's just easy to say that she's phobic now. You understand? So Don Lemon, he clapped back after she called Don cocksucking Lemon, right? Let's get into his sentiments and what he said on his TikTok page towards Nicki. Let me tell you something. His old ass talking about clock it, clock it. Let me tell you something. You got fired from CNN from being misogynistic and from having like a hostile work environment with women. Listen, so you feed directly into the tropes about how a lot of women feel that people in the LGBTQ community can be very misogynistic towards women. You do feed into that, Don, and you got fired from CNN, and anybody can Google that, right? And also, there was a case where another man was coming up saying that you assaulted him as well, sexually assaulted him, and the case was thrown out because he filed it in 2019, and then suddenly in 2022 he didn't have recollection of all of the events. Sounds like he was probably paid off too. So anyway, let's get into this clip with Don Lemon talking about Nicki Minaj, addressing her, calling her Don cocksucking Lemon, and I'm gonna get into some more commentary after this.
So people have been asking me about responding to Nicki Minaj's unhinged, homophobic tweet about me. I usually don't respond to this stuff, but let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about shit for which you know nothing about. This is you're out of your depth, by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans, and you're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald Trump's rules. And the other thing is that your family members, you have one family member who is reportedly a sex offender, the other family member, your husband or whatever, a sex offender is your husband, and one of them is reportedly a pedophile. And you have nerve to talk about me and what you think that I do? Nicki Minaj, get a life. Stop being a pick-me. You should have put a pick-me doll on that damn tweet instead of a Chucky doll, because you are nothing but a pick-me. And I choose not to pick you. And so should black people, and so should gay people. Shouldn't buy your music. Clock that.
Lemon trying to be so divisive. Don cocksucking Lemon trying to be so divisive. For one, he's telling that Nicki is a pick-me. Boy, let me tell you something. You talking about the African American. She don't like African Americans, and she's not African American, and this and that, and she should be deported under Trump's rules and all of that, right? Doesn't that make you have some sort of cognitive dissonance if you are out there rallying for people not to be deported, but you're telling her, a black woman, that she should be deported? This is why these people tropes can't be supported. You can't support them. A lot of these people mind frames and their thoughts, this topsy-turvy, a lot, right? And they think just because that you haven't spent time on CNN and that you're not a journalist or have a certain degree that you can't follow what's going on. Listen, he is the biggest walking contradiction. And then for you to talk about you're pro-black and you have a white husband, listen, I don't care what nobody say. You can't be pro-black laying up with whitey. You can't be pro-black laying up with whitey doing the all-nighty. Listen, sucking on white lolly. Nigga probably got a sister named Holly. Sucked in the swallow it probably. So I just find it crazy that you're trying to pull this pro-black-ish, right? And what you're also doing is you're using the talking points from Tariq Nasheed, from all of the people in the grassroots. And guess what? Don Lemon, those people don't like you. They don't like you. They don't like Roland Martin. And what was that lady name that worked on MSNBC? Joy Reid. They didn't like any because they felt like y'all were Democratic shields. Yes, and y'all would do anything for butter biscuits, like the way that Don Lemon is acting right now. Listen, I truly believe that Don Lemon ran over to Minnesota because he got dumped from CNN and he's building up his platform. He actually loved the fact that Nicki Minaj talk shit about him just so that he could respond back, and it brings traction back to his platform. You know that that's the norm, that they want to bring the traction back to their platform. But I find it crazy that this man is married to a white man, sending money back to the white communities and all of that, by way of his marriage. Why you ain't got a black guy? Did black guys not give you no love, or black women not give you no love? You know, it always starts off with, hey, this is why they said that he was misogynistic and he got fired from CNN. This is why. You know what I'm saying? But listen, he also went on TMZ, and you know TMZ is anti-Nicki right now. You know what these people are? It's almost like they've seen the biggest female rapper, and they want to do any and everything to try to dim her light and make people not support her. And it's not going to make them support any of the other ones any harder. Tours not selling. All you see is blue da-da-dee-da-da-da on Shorty's tour, and we're going to get into Shorty too. So listen, let's get into the CNN clip where Don Lemon was up there. Let's go.
Nicki Minaj and her response to all of this and the language that she used. I think it's interesting just because Nicki has been, over the last couple of months, made it clear that she is now publicly supporting, and I think maybe she has all along, but now publicly making known her support for the Trump administration and even the MAGA movement. The choice of words that she used to go after you, I'm not surprised she went after you.
Homophobic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think you have to black it out. You should show it to people. She called me Don, sea sucker lemon is disgusting. Look, this is what I'll say to Nicki Minaj. I normally don't respond to things like this, but, F it. I'm going to do it this time. I think Nicki Minaj has made it very clear how she feels about African Americans in this country. I don't think she's one of them, obviously. And she should, under Trump's rules, she should be deported because I don't think, reportedly, that she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented. And so she has shown her disdain for African Americans. Why are you supporting her? Why are you buying her records? She's also supporting, I have lots of gay friends who love Nicki Minaj. Why are you supporting this homophobic, bigoted, ignorant woman? You should not be supporting her. Nicki Minaj, this is clearly out of her depth. She doesn't understand politics. She doesn't understand journalism. And I'm not surprised that she is weighing in on something that is beyond her capacity. What I will say to her is, because she put a doll, I think she put the Chucky doll in there, a better symbol that should have been represented in that picture is a pick-me doll, because Nicki Minaj is a pick-me. She will do anything that is expedient for her politically. And again, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's always weighing in on things that she doesn't know about. Nicki Minaj should just sit the fuck down. And by the way, isn't she married to an alleged pedophile? And she has the nerve to say something disparaging about and something homophobic. Maybe that's part of the reason that she is cozying up to the Trump administration for some sort of leniency for her family members. And it's just very transparent. So Nicki Minaj, F off, stop being a homophobic bigot, and get a life and some brains.
That was so corny. You know what I'm saying? That he went on his platform trying to appease to all the gay little boys. Clock it. Sit your raggedy ass down, Don Lemon. Flew out there to Minnesota just to drink some soda and try to reach up and hit the quota. Huh? Listen, you got mad when Nicki embarrassed you on the world stage and she made that tweet calling you Don Cock-Sucking Lemon. Listen, sucking lemons, cock-sucking lemon. Crazy. Talking all this shit about you pro-black. You pro-black and you don't even lay down next to a nigga that's black. Huh? What's wrong with you when you got the white ball sack in your trap? That's crazy to me, Don. I will never take anything for what you say as Bible. I will never hear what Don Lemon says and be like, oh yeah, she doesn't like African Americans. You don't like African Americans either, if that's the case. You don't. And I know that Nicki like African Americans. She helped them so much. You know how many people she put through college and gave them money and funds and sent them money on the side and all of that? You don't know Nicki Minaj. You just mad. And what you think that you have the power. Only God has the power. He has the power. Now these issues are hers that she chooses to get into, right? It's her issues, the people who she's tied and connected to, and the choices that she makes to align with whoever she aligns with politically. It sounds like sounds like he's mad in that he was probably a fan before. All of these people are fans, and they're mad because they can't control her opinions. They can't control which way she chooses to go. They're mad, right? Don Cock-Sucking Lemon. They mad about it. They big mad about it, right? So listen, I want to read something to you, and before we get off of this Don Lemon situation, I made some notes last night because I was supposed to make this video last night, and I just kind of was going through the history of Don Lemon, and so I just wrote down some notes that I wanted to read to y'all in regards to him being terminated from CNN for making age shaming of women on there that they were younger than him, and he's up here trying to say clock it, his 60-year-old. Listen, we all will grow old. We all will lose volume in our faces, right? We will, right? His face is flat, sunken, and it's just like, you got the nerve to be saying misogynistic and age shaming women and all of that. That's why they canned your ass from CNN, and they told you that their channel was going in a different direction and that you didn't serve the purpose for where they at now, right? So this is what I wanted to tell you, what I wrote my notes on Don Lemon. So I said, I want to talk about something that doesn't get addressed enough when it comes to Don Lemon, and that's his history of misogyny and how it conflicts with the way that he presents himself publicly. You know how the narcissists do. They're very charismatic outside. Oh, hi. Oh, how Don looks. He's dressed nice. He's prim and proper or whatever. Even though he's laying down the white zaddy, he's laying with his oppressors thinking that he's some pressure. And then he tried to get online and try to send shots at Nicki and stress her. All right, so listen, he's different publicly, right? Don Lemon often positions himself as a pro-black and morally authoritative, especially when criticizing black women. But when you actually look at his track record, there's a consistent pattern of disrespect towards women, particularly black women, that people seem to overlook. Let's start with the most obvious example. In 2023, he went on national television and he said that women who are past their primes after their 40s. That wasn't just a slip of the tongue. That was a grown man reinforcing sexist, outdated ideas about women's value being tied to age. And notice those kinds of comments almost never are aimed at men. He never says that because he probably want to jockey him and suck him and do whatever his heart desires. All right. So I said, then there are reports on CNN from multiple outlets documenting complaints from female colleagues describing him as dismissive, hostile, and condescending towards women in the workplace. Whether people want to admit it or not, these stories didn't come out of nowhere. All right. I did a lot of research and digging on this. Okay. So what's interesting to me is that Don Lemon has no problem lecturing black women, questioning their motives and framing them as divisive, even though we see what he did was divisive. She calling Nicki homophobic because she called him a cocksucker. And how is that? People could be a cocksucker whether you're male or female. Then telling her she ain't black and she don't like the black community. You got that from the black roots and you trying to be divisive, trying to take away her support, but you don't got the power to do it. All right. So yeah, framing them as divisive, but somehow never extends the same scrutiny inward. Inward. A lot of people push these things outward, but they don't never reflect inward, right? So when people ask them questions, so when people ask why some of us side eye his pro-black branding, it's not about who he's married to fully, but it is about that to me. It's not about that fully, who he's married to. It's about the fact that you can't claim moral authority while repeatedly showing contempt for the very same people you claim that you advocate for. And the reason why I said that is that he's saying that Nicki should be deported because she's undocumented, but you're out there rallying for people who are illegal migrants. Does that make sense? Listen, it's a cognitive dissonance. It's proven that the psyche is going bonkers. I ain't saying that he got no mental issues. The psyche and the psychology behind that, it just doesn't make sense. You think that these people with platforms, you can have a platform, you go viral tomorrow, you could start some, you know what I'm saying? What he's saying is not Bible. It's weak, and he's doing all of this just to build his platform. All right. So that's not growth. That's selective accountability when it comes to him. Right. Let me read that last paragraph to you in case you ain't catch that. So when people ask why some of us side eye the pro-black branding, it's not about who he's married to fully. It's about the fact that you can't claim moral authority while repeatedly showing contempt to the very same people you claim you advocate for. Do you understand that, right? That's not growth. That's selective accountability. And I think black women and black audiences in general are finally getting tired of being spoken at instead of being respected by Don Lemon, laying down with a white man. But he got so much to say. He got so much to say. Listen, anybody who support Nicki, continue to support her. You know what I'm saying? They want to strip her of the support because she's not doing what they would like and what they please. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never going to be with the way that they want it. It's never going to be that way. Listen, it's Nicki's career. Nicki's choice who she's married to. Nicki's choice what political party she wants to be affiliated with. I'm just a fan, you know? That's it. I can't blame her for the crimes of her brother. I can't blame her for the crimes of her husband. Do some people think it's funny who she's affiliated with, or do they get uncomfortable? Yeah, but it's not my life. It's literally not my life, right? And I'm ready to move on. The next thing I want to talk about, let's get into Cardi B right now. I've been wanting to bring this up. I know I ain't do videos in a minute. And I wanted to talk about Cardi with, this upcoming tour and all of that, right? She has this Little Miss Drama Facebook, Instagram page where she posts all these tour prep videos and all of that, right? And I believe that what happens is that they've seen the lackluster sales and with people buying tickets for her tour. So they had to do this to kind of build some sort of urgency and to make it visible to people, make people be like, oh, I want to go to the tour. You see how hard she's going or whatever, right? But before we get into the video of her behind the scenes on the tour, I wanted to play Cardi B. Listen, she is trying so hard to be a part of something. You know, she's so happy that she's affiliated with Stefon Diggs and he's playing in the Patriots. You know, they just played the Texans over the weekend and they beat the Texans, right? I think that they win, was it like 28 or 26 to 18, something like that, right? So they won. And it was just like she was online just doing the most. It's like she want to be a part of something so bad. She want to be a part of, listen, you need to be trying to figure out. I know that the radio stations is doing giveaway on them damn concert tickets because it's all blew up out that bitch, right? But let's just watch Cardi as she, you know, tries desperately to be a part of a thing.
Oh! CD Jakes! CD fucking Jakes! Let's go, Diggs! Let's go right now! I'm not fucking playing! CD Jakes, nigga! What's up? Welcome down! Welcome down! Welcome down! Welcome down! In the name of Jesus! Welcome down! Fuck! Welcome down!
And listen, that's totally Stefon Diggs' choice. If he want a rowdy Hispanic, I mean, that's his panic. That's his panic if he want that. You know what I'm saying? You know, Cardi, again, you know, she just wants to be a part of something. If it's a black man, she want to be a part. She want to be around them. You know, the thing is they use these people for crutches for the look and the aesthetic of the industry. Like, oh, Cardi got a black man. You know, she a sister. She got a black man, but they don't look at, this is why, let me tell you something. I'll be blunt and be as transparent as possible. I don't care what Nicki Minaj say or do. Y'all co-sign that trash. If that was, you know how many disgusting comments I see from black women who talk about when it comes to anything that Cardi do, oh, don't get involved in rich people business, but y'all want to be in Nicki business all the time because y'all don't really care about Cardi. She's just more relatable because what, she came from the strip club and she sucked and fucked on some black dudes, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So you feel like your story can connect. Nicki is the bad bitch, so you feel like you can't really connect to her. Cardi is the low at the damn bottom, and you just feel like, oh, you want her to win. But why y'all not streaming that album or anything? Why y'all not supporting? Why the touring sold out? Why it's not completely sold out? And to be, and let's say this too, before, you know, they get to saying that the tour and all of this sold out, then the capacity is not the same as Nicki's capacity either. Her venue size, her capacity that they put for tickets is lower. It's just not there, you know. What Cardi gonna do? You know, maybe she's stressed out right now, thinking about like, damn, her next album or whatever, because you know Billboard removed the points or whatever that YouTube is counting. So will artists not you know, release music videos anymore? Will it really be worth it? You know, I think Spotify has something on there where they do allow people to upload videos, but you know, maybe that will count over there. But it'll be interesting to see how Cardi is going to, you know, move on in the future, because they said that streams count more, but it's not like she's really even getting the streams. I mean, she's not really getting the streams, but I think that the small amount that she is getting, that's why her album sold. She said my album sold 22,000 like last week or something like that, and that wasn't even really substantial. She know that, and she know that it's all streams and there's really no pure sales. You could go to hell. But listen, I want you to check out this video of her backstage. She's posting all of this damn you know, behind the scenes footage from the tour and all of that, just trying to get people hyped up. I thought she looked really frumpy right here. Let's just look at this. And I ain't even body shaming her. I mean, these is the people who they say that you're supposed to be jealous of. Like, you want their life, you want to be, you know what I'm saying? This is an individual who thinks that people are jealous of her. She thinks she's so much better than everybody. She out here making it seem like she talking about something, like she out here making it seem like, you know, she's a director and she the brains behind this shit. You ain't the brains behind the damn brand. They tell you where to stand. Listen, we already know your whole career is scam. We already know what you'll do to keep and hold a black man, drain his balls, and get the baby put in your stomach. Huh? You gonna keep it even if you ain't want it. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a big fact. That's a big fact. So listen, man, I'm about to wrap this video up. Listen, you already know the tricks gotta come out the trick bag. If they ain't buying the tickets for the tour, the PR is gonna say the next thing to do. Just like, think about this, right? when the people weren't interested in the album and all the singles was flopping, Imaginary Players, all them songs flopped, they said, what can we do? Then this is why the gal was barefoot down in the damn subway trying to do shit the Thug way, and she still ain't do 200,000. She did 199.6. You know what I mean? She did 199.6 and she still came up short. So now they're trying to do all these tricks of the trade and trying to come out with all these damn videos and promoting the tour, and the shit is still a bore. You know what I'm saying? Trying to like get people interested, like, oh, what Cardi doing over there? Like, oh, let me go get a ticket. Let me go get a ticket to the tour. I'm telling you, I know I'm driving this road eyes open. Potent, pondering, never pandering, never what? Panhandling. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about Don Lemon. Trying to tell black Americans, you know, don't support Nicki. Telling gay people don't support Nicki because she said let kids be kids and, you know, whatever. She never said never be who you want to be. She said let kids be kids. And these people take the smallest thing and try to end her. Let me know what you think. I'll be back in a blink. Peace.